What's up, dudes? My name is Nick. Welcome back for another music video reaction as I check out the brand new song from the boy group titled, or called, I should say, not titled. The song is titled I Hate You. The boy group is called Hotshot. And I don't know if you know who these guys are because I haven't had like an actual real release since about 2016, although they have had members that were, one was a contestant on Produce 101 Season 2, and I think he ended up being in JBJ for a little while, and there were two members who were on the unit who ended up being in UNB. I think that's the group. Remember, if I don't know the specific names of the members, but I think that the groups and the names and the shows and all that stuff are correct. And they're back. I know they released a song in 2017 that was kind of a single with some of the members, of course, because one of the guys wasn't with the group, but I'm not really counting that as an official release because their last one, I believe, the last official like single with the music video and all that stuff was titled I'm a Hotshot. I'm not entirely sure, but regardless of what is going on and all that stuff, they are back. I'm super excited to get into it. So that, of course, is what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna share my thoughts with you guys, my first impression thoughts, and a deeper review of it, and hopefully that encourages you guys to share your thoughts on it, whether you like this song or not. 'Cause trying to build a community here that's all about having some free and open discussion about our thoughts and opinions, no matter what they are. So if you want to join that community, then subscribe to the channel because I got plenty more opportunities to talk about new K-pop releases or just Korean music releases coming up in the near future, hopefully. With all of that being said, let's get this song started. Okay, so we're doing it's a little twist on the silent intro to the music video. You got some sound followed by silence, and they're just trying. These K-pop's just trying to find new and creative ways to have insignificant way, or to trigger me in insignificant ways. That's the thing. Anyway, none of that's important because now we're listening to the song. Well, I can say, as far as promo songs, 2 years is a long time, and well, this is definitely different-ish. Got a different vibe to it, obviously. At the same time, maybe not really. That's an interesting thing to talk about. I do enjoy the color scheme of this music video. It's very much different from a lot of other K-pop releases. The earth tones in this video is definitely a nice change of pace. Because a lot of K-pop groups, and you know, regardless of what the style of music is, they kind of, you know, favor bright colors and stuff like that. You know, stuff that's more vivid, whereas this one's more, you know, dully colored, more muted. So it's different. It's nice. Which I suppose that the whole, you know, less exciting and less extravagant nature of the video would kind of play off of the fact that the music video is not really that, or I should say the song isn't necessarily that crazy either. And what is going on with this scene? It's like everything's I suppose maybe that's the thing, everything's burning down around them. I guess that's the idea, which is clever. Well, that was definitely, that was different. That was very, very different. Not exactly the kind of song that I was expecting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it kind of, so in some ways, it's kind of reminded me a little bit, you know, especially with the vocals, sort of, kind of reminded me of my favorite song from them, possibly, which is titled Midnight Sun. It was a promo song. It's got a music video and all that stuff, I think, off of their second album. But it's definitely, you know, those, all of their more earlier stuff, you know, the first 3 singles or 3 promo songs that they released definitely were much more, you know, poppy kind of songs. This one, definitely more of a ballad kind of thing, but I don't know exactly if, through this first listen at the very least, like the song hasn't really left that great of an impact on me. It definitely is a enjoyable song in its own way, but I don't specifically at this point in time know exactly what it is about this that I like about it, and I don't know exactly what it is about it that I don't necessarily like about it. But you know, I can say that for a group that I'm pretty confident, at least unless they've gotten worse at singing over the last couple years. Their vocals are pretty good. They've got some pretty, you know, solid vocals. They can, you know, belt out some good vocals. They didn't really deliver that in the song. There probably was a reason for that, which kind of ties into the whole, you know, lyrics and lyrical content of this song that I'm not getting at the first listen. But that, of course, is the reason why I'm gonna have to go a little bit deeper with this song. So we're gonna do that, but I'm gonna leave you guys, of course, with the question of the video. So answer that, which you'll see it in the next in the next 10 seconds or so. And you know, of course, stick around to hear my further and deeper thoughts on this song. I have to say that I probably set my expectations, or at least my hype levels for this song and for this comeback from Hotshot to be at levels that were gonna make this song in general gonna be one that was a little bit disappointing. And ultimately, I have to say that through my first listen of this song, I was honestly kind of disappointed. I was like, this isn't really kind of like the song wasn't getting a whole lot of fulfillment, I guess you can say, from listening to it. But as I listened to it some more, you know, kind of came down from my, you know, super, you know, pre-release hype, like I was all excited for it and stuff, and kind of, you know, brought myself back to reality as to like what this song is and what it's supposed to be and all of that kind of stuff. So I actually kind of enjoy it. Now, I don't necessarily love it. I think there's some things that are a little bit that there are some things that I don't really like about it so much. But at the end of the day, I do think that it is an actual enjoyable song, and this stuff and the reasons for this kind of do go back to a little bit of the reason that I'm not really a big fan. Although I do like this song more, but I'm not really a big fan of the song Solo from Jenny that I talked about a couple days ago. I like this song more for some reason. But Solo is also kind of has the same problems for me that this one kind of does. But first off, before we talk about the bad things, though, let's kind of talk about some of the things that are enjoyable about it, or one of the aspects about this a couple of the aspects I should say that I enjoy about it. And the first one and the big one is that I actually enjoy the fact that for these groups like official, you know, return as a full group and all that stuff, that they actually went with something that is a ballad song instead of releasing a more, you know, K-pop song or more of a poppy song. I actually enjoy that. It kind of shows a little bit that, you know, maybe the company has kind of potentially, or maybe the members, even if they had any sort of input, have kind of just settled in the fact that, you know, maybe they're not necessarily going to be, a top tier K-pop group, or they're going to be an ultra popular group, but they're going to have a relatively substantial, career at the very least. Maybe it's sustainable, maybe it's not. I don't specifically know what their sales are going to be off of this, but I'm very interested to see. But they very much could have tried to cash in on the, JBJ hype and the UNB hype and, release something, more along the lines of those groups. Although maybe this song is kind of along the lines of what those groups have been releasing, now that I actually, say those words. But releasing an emotional ballad song as your promo for the first comeback after a very, very long hiatus is definitely, something different. It's definitely a different strategy and a different tactic. I don't think that that this is necessarily a release that is aimed at attracting masses of new fans to this group. If they wanted to do that, then it would have done something different. They would have released a song more along the lines of what they were releasing in the earlier parts of their career or something like that, because those songs are definitely much more attractive to, I think, your average K-pop fan, whether it's a Korean fan or an international fan or something like that. I think that those songs were going to be more enjoyable and were going to draw more people in. This song, not necessarily the kind of song or the type of song is going to be attracting, masses of fans, massive amounts of fans. So I actually really enjoy that aspect of it. Ballad songs and stuff are always something that I really enjoy in K-pop. There's something about them, especially, when they're hidden away or when they are, the final song on an album, from a group they're just something that's special about them, considering, a lot of the other music and stuff like that K-pop groups do. So, hearing a ballad that's not for like an OST for a K-drama or something like that is something that I really, really do, like, and I enjoy it. And the emotional aspect of it is definitely something that I really, really appreciate as well. So that's the big thing that I like about it. Or I guess maybe there's a couple of reasons that I really enjoy that kind of all wrapped into one. But the one thing that I don't necessarily enjoy about it so much is, like I said, kind of relating back to what I had said about why I don't like Solo by Jennie, and that this song, despite the fact that it's supposed to be a, pretty emotional song, or that it's supposed to be emotionally charged, I just think that it's kind of flat for what it is supposed to be. At the very least, in Solo from Jennie, like, that song actually has some sort of differentiation and some dynamics to it to kind of actually give a little bit more of an emotional feel. This song is just kind of flat. The lyrics are really flat. The music track is really flat. Even when they're hitting the high notes, they're really flat. It just is all, it kind of feels like, maybe when they were mixing this, or at least one of the things that sometimes I do, or at least I have done in the past with audio stuff that I've recorded for other videos, not specifically K-pop reactions, but, where I will record my audio track and then I will, equalize it so all of the highs and the lows are relatively, in a pretty thin band, so they're all at a pretty consistent volume from segment to segment. So a high point, even though it's going to feel and sound really loud, it's not volume-wise going to be really loud, and it's going to be on a relatively equal level to a low point, or a quieter point in the audio track. So it kind of feels like that's kind of what they've done. They've kind of equalized the audio in this song so that it just sounds kind of all level and flat, and the points that potentially are supposed to be high notes are kind of crushed a little bit, and the low points, which are supposed to, probably be a little sad and all that stuff, are definitely a little bit more, raised up. I don't specifically know. I'm not an audio engineer. I don't know, all the ins and outs of any of that. But at the end of the day, just the general feel of this song is very, very flat, which is kind of the disappointing thing about it, because, like I said, going back to the earlier music, definitely a lot of interesting and definitely some more varied vocals going on in those songs than there was in this one, and that is kind of disappointing. But at the end of the day, I kind of enjoy it. I also kind of enjoyed the song Solo from Jennie too, depending on my feeling. Although I don't necessarily know that I would ever really go back and choose to listen to this song or that song. I don't want to say I'll never listen to them ever again, but I'm just not particularly excited in a massive way about listening to this song, which is, really unfortunate. But, this is, of course, off of their second mini album. So I think that they'll have probably one more song on there, or at least one song on that album that I will actually enjoy a great deal. So if I find out what that album is or what that song is, then I will definitely, you know, share that with you guys sometime, maybe in the future. If not, then, you know, it is what it is. Not every release from everybody can be a smash hit or can be something that I enjoy massively. So that's my thought. Those are my thoughts. I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments below. Like I said at the beginning of this video, do not be afraid to share your thoughts. If you didn't like this song, that's perfectly fine. And if you did love it, even though I'm not a big fan, that is also perfectly fine too. I encourage you guys to share if you liked it or not and why you like it or why you don't down in the comments below, because we're trying to build a community here that is all about having some free and open discussion about our thoughts and opinions, no matter what they are. So if you're interested in joining the community, subscribe to the channel, click on the button down below, and click on the bell icon to turn on notifications. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.